Like we've started. It is a little bit early still, so let's hang loose and let a few more people join. All right. Hello, Gabriella. See quite a few people joining us from the LinkedIn, and let's see quite a number of people connected via Zoom. All right. Can you hear me okay there?
Yes, I can.
Great,
Chris.
great. All right. All right. It's a little bit past the top of the hour, so I suggest we get started. Welcome everyone to our webcast, our approach to protecting your APIs and applications. I want to give a quick introduction, and then we'll move into the meat of the webinar. So my name is Chris Merritt. I have been in the cybersecurity space for 15 years, but am new to Wallarm. I've only been here a couple of months. So I'm relying heavily on my good friend and colleague, Alex Diaz. So Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Chris. I'm Alex Diaz, VP of Security Solutions at Wallarm. Have been in the company for almost a year now. I've been helping customers with Kubernetes modernize their applications, moving workloads from legacy to Kubernetes from observability, security, and storage perspective. And lately, I've been helping customers to address their security needs when it comes to APIs.
Great. So everybody, a little bit of housekeeping before we start. There are a lot of slides in this presentation. This is really going to be Alex and I dialoguing about how folks can protect their APIs and applications, but a recording will be made available. I invite you to ask questions either in LinkedIn or in the Q&A tab in Zoom. We'll try to answer that as we go along. So hopefully, as we're presenting, we can get to your questions. So looking forward to that. So let's start. Alex, you've been with Wallarm quite a bit longer than I have. Who is Wallarm and what do we do?
Yes, so what we do, we specialize in end-to-end API security. A little bit of the history behind is we're founded in 2016, in the summer of 2016, as part of the Y Combinator company, where HQs are in San Francisco, where I live, and we have customers worldwide, Global 500 and other large and modern tech companies.
Great. So let's start with, since we're going to be talking about API security, let's start with a fundamental question here. So what is it we're trying to accomplish with API security? I mean, what's the job description here?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a fair question and a good start. When people reach out to us and they're looking for protect the APIs, so what does that actually mean in terms of what do they need to do? So I think they're trying to protect their assets. That's how they provide services to the end user. They need to protect the assets. They need to protect their business, and their business is available through those APIs, and that's how their services are being consumed. And also, they want to make sure that these services are consumed the way they are designed. There is of course, the OWASP top 10 API security that everyone is looking at it, and there is some 10 points that people need to address to be able to, or people are advised to follow to be able to guarantee and provide security at a good level. From a technical perspective, they're looking for threat prevention, threat detection and response for APIs and web applications too.
Great. I understand that there may be some technical difficulties with the LinkedIn restream, so patience while we work that out. Don't know what's going on there. Sorry. We're going to continue though for everybody who's on Zoom. So Alex, the title of this webinar was Our Approach to Protecting Your APIs and Applications. But really what we're trying to do here is to help people understand what some of the considerations that they need to take into account when extending application security, right?
Correct. So fear not, this is not a sales pitch. We are merely sharing our experience. We're sharing our customer feedback, and what we're trying to do is show different approaches how to address API security in your business. Great.
So let's start by talking a little bit about deployment architectures. My understanding is that there's different ways of deploying API security. Is that right?
That's correct, and those are the two we see the more often in terms of deployments. One may be familiar to you, which is if you can share this slide, where you can see the first one is inline type of deployment. So that type of deployment is probably you're familiar. It's the web application firewall type of deployment. The traffic is in the line of fire, so all the connections are going through the security solution before reaching your applications. As you can see in this slide, you can actually see. Get it back up.
There we go. Sorry.
No problem. So you can see the traffic, the modern protocols people are using, more common in cloud-native environments, or REST and SOAP APIs that are more the classic type of APIs. So you have the request, this is the traffic flow. You have the client and they have your API you're trying to protect. If you are familiar with a WAF, a deployment is going to sit in between in the line of traffic. One of the, that could be in a cloud-native deployment, could be in legacy environment, could be in a virtual machine, but the principle here, the traffic flow remains the same. And detection and protection happens in the same platform. In this particular case, because the traffic is inline, you're able to detect and protect at the same time. And the second deployment option, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there any difference in cloud native approach or anything else like that? Or is it...
Yes, there is, and we'll cover that in a little bit in more detail. But yeah, so the approach, the traffic flow remains the same, but where you install, either in a cloud native environment or in the cloud on-prem, will vary to be able to be in the line of fire and be able to install, as part of the flow of the applications.
Okay, so and then there's another approach.
Yeah, the out-of-bound deployment. In this particular case, could be probably an easier deployment that doesn't involve any breaking up the circuit, the way I call, of the flow of the traffic, where you have your clients, again, accessing your APIs with the same protocols, and you have inline either a load balancer, Nginx, Envoy, a Kubernetes ingress controller in cloud-native environments. You can have a WAF, right, already there. And what you do is you copy the traffic and the request for analysis. One of the things, of course, if you don't have a direct integration with the upstream element intercepting the traffic, then you only doing detection, you getting the insights, and you're doing the analysis that you need to address somehow. And then finally, you have, of course, your APIs that will the flow it doesn't get disrupted. It's just a copy of the traffic. So those are the two main approaches. Apply also from a legacy environments and cloud native.
Okay, so I understand we lost our connection with LinkedIn. Apologies for that. If you're just joining us from from LinkedIn in the Zoom meeting. Don't worry, the full recording will be available. So I welcome you here. And a reminder, everyone, if you have questions as we're going along, please put them in the Q&A chat box there. So, all right, so we've talked a little bit about these two different deployment approaches.